How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to SainzFab, and welcome back to something quite different, actually, because I just wanted to take a moment away from the projects that get done in this workshop and just have a little review of what this last year has been. It's December now, and it's very cold, hence the coat and the hat, but it was December last year that I uploaded my very first YouTube video. And since then, so much has changed. So I wanted to do a little recap of what's happened in the last year, where I am, how I feel about it, and what I've got planned for next year. Hope that's okay. Let's do it. That is absolutely crazy to be sat here upstairs in the unit. When I moved in, this was completely empty. I'm sure you saw in the footage before, but it was completely empty. I mean, there was no electric, there was no water, there was nothing, and it was a complete shell. And one of the first big jobs that I did was build this mezzanine, and that was funny. That kind of put me on the map for the estate that I've got this unit on. The truck turning up with these I-beams and the absolute madness of the assembly required to get this thing in. People all around here were thinking that I was a complete lunatic, and yeah, that's definitely continued, but I'm really happy with how this has come together and how this has changed this space. It's made downstairs far more workable, and with what I've got here with my editing setup, and then other things that are coming, is going to make it even better. We're going to get to that later in the video. Now, this was one of my favorite builds of the entire year, putting in a 4-post ramp. I had this ramp custom made for me by a company out in China, flown over and assembled it myself. There's an hour-long video of me building this, and the custom build meant that it was over ½ a meter taller than a regular ramp, so that I could have it flush with the mezzanine and turn this into a second workable space. This is something coming for next year, and I'll show you that in a bit. But to be having a car up in the roof is way beyond what I thought was going to be capable of doing in the space of the last 12 months. I thought that was going to be years away, and it flew together. It flew together, and it's brilliant. I absolutely love it. It seems a little insignificant in the grand scheme of things, but one of the massive changes that happened in here was getting this workshop rack in. Now, the place where I work at during the day, because I don't YouTube full-time, I've got a full-time job, and the place that I work at, they were refitting their entire warehouse. I got all this racking for free, and it's made this place a place where I can actually use it. Having a full-size workshop, having some proper space to keep all the rubbish that I've gathered over this last 12 months and before is just keeping it all off the floor and trying to keep this place a bit tidy. Now, it's not its final form. Changes are going to happen, but other things have to happen first, and we'll get to that in a bit as well. This was the big one for 25 for me. This build here, this is Project Maris, the Porsche Boxster engine. Well, this is a Porsche Boxster. I mean, everyone knows who's watching this video because you've seen it all before, but this Porsche Boxster engine is going in the Bedford Rascal out there, and that madness project is what transformed this channel from 150 odd subscribers of me doing repair videos on cars to an actual YouTuber making a silly project and creating content for entertainment rather than educational purposes. Now, it was always the plan to do stuff like this in here, but YouTube videos that I've watched about how to start off in YouTube and how you progress and things like that told me that what I'd want to do is create 10-15 videos of just regular content so I can get used to being a YouTuber, used to talking to the camera and setting up camera angles and knowing what I need to film and knowing how to make B-roll and learning how to edit and things like that. And doing those how-to videos really helped me develop the skills that I needed to be able to take on a project like this. I think if I started this with video 1, I don't think it would have got anywhere near the kind of viewership that I've got now, and I don't think it would have been as good. The time that it took me to build those videos also allowed me to build this space into something where a project like this could be taken on. I know that this is what you're here for, and there's going to be a lot more of this in the future. I can't wait to show you some of the other stuff that I've got coming on, but this is by far the priority, and I thank you all for staying here and watching this. This is awesome. So how has it been as an actual YouTuber? Well, it's been a real roller coaster actually, starting out in the first 3-4 months of just putting little videos together and getting 100, 150 subscribers, and only a few hours of watching which would tick over. When someone else needs to know how to change the brakes on an Audi, I'd get another hour of views, and that was interesting. But changing from how-to content to entertainment content, which was always the plan, really upscaled my video. The first video that I got on my big project took me from something like 150 subscribers to over 800 subscribers, and that's been growing ever since. So it's definitely the entertainment side of things that has changed what I do and how I put these videos together, and it's really interesting. Now, in the first 12 months, I have managed to get to coming up to 1,200 subs, which I think for a small creator, brand new creator in a niche market, and I only really started on the entertainment side of things maybe 4 months ago. I know I'm so proud of every single person that's come to watch the project. But to get over 1,000 in my first year, that is a superb milestone. And I want to just say that I hit exactly 1,000 subscribers on the very same day that YouTube sent me my 1 year review since the day that I uploaded my first video. And that was a freaky coincidence, I can tell you that, but it was really, really exciting to hit it. The next thing I need to do is work on my watch hours. But again, the more people that are tuning into my entertainment stuff and coming back, and maybe even going back and watching the big project from the beginning to see how it's evolved, I think the watch hours are going to come, and I think I'm going to hit, well, I very much hope to hit monetization in 2026, because that ad money coming in is only going to be thrown into the Porsche project and other projects that I've got coming around the building. And that's a really interesting time to think that this project might be able to start paying for itself, rather than me trying to fund it out of my full-time job, which it's a tough time in life for everyone. So that's going to really help out and really bring this project to the next level. So keep watching. So what's the future plans for 26? Well, I've got a lot going on actually. Obviously, Maris is the big one. Now, I've got the let me back it up. There's the Porsche chassis that's going in it, and a lot of changes have already been done, such as shortening this chassis. Oh my god, look how funny that looks, so small. A lot of changes have gone into making this ready to be transplanted into that, and the start of next year, that's going to be the big one where Maris comes in and we start stripping that down and working out how this is going to go in. I've got some other work to be done as well. Let me go back out here. I don't know if you can see, but all the way over there, that is my caddy van. That needs a few jobs, and I'm just about to get it in and do one now, but I want to transform that into something a bit more special and something a bit more representative of the caddy scene. I've got a fair few caddy videos out there so far, and I know that there's a lot of love for that, so I'm going to be getting on that a bit more. The bike, that needs a repair. That needs a starter clutch. I will get to that at some point. I've been so concentrating on Maris that with it being the colder weather, I'm not riding anyway. So that's just sat there gathering dust, which is a bit of a shame because it is my baby. But that's going to get a new starter clutch, and then maybe we'll start looking at doing a bit of bike content in the future. I'd love to do a complete resto on that, because there is a few things that I'd like to do, and if I was to do it frame up, that would be something incredible to do. But I think I don't want to take that on at the same time as this build, so we'll look at that maybe later in the year. I've got a few other bits. I've got that one up there, my daughter's motorbike, that needs a, what's it need? It needs a new pull start, that's it. And that's all going on. But there's also going to be a big lot of changes to the workshop. Let me go through those. Now, the big project that I want to take on for this workshop in the next 12 months is going to be the extension of the mezzanine. Now, this bit, you've already seen, this is brilliant, absolutely transformed the space. And this bit is the bit that's going to be happening next. The plan has always ever been where I'd be able to stand here and I'd be able to walk over to the ramp. And that's why this ramp was ordered at this specific height. And that's why the mezzanine was built to this specific height, so that I can make this a workable space. Now, the big project that I want to do is extend the mezzanine out to this section here. So not only can I walk up to the car and fill in this gap that I've got here, but to be able to walk to the front of the car and have some tooling up here to be able to work on this car. That's the big one. That building this mezzanine is going to change things a lot. And the changes won't just be upstairs filling in that hole as well and creating that space. The changes are going to be down here too. What I'd like to do is, once that is up there, this rack section up to here is going to be taken down and moved upstairs. And with these spare racks, I'll build another rack like this one that goes all the way across the top. That will free up this whole corner. And I want to turn that into more of a fabrication space where I can do some cutting, bending, linishing, all that kind of stuff, to be able to make things at a much better quality and not have to fight around the workshop for space. Like my bender is over there, the bench isn't strong enough to really grind against, so I need a metal bench. I've got loads of bigger, heavier tools like bandsaws and stuff like that aren't set up because I need the space for it. And that's what this space is going to be. Once that's gone and upstairs, I can get some metal benches down here, some metal benches down here, extend the electrics around and turn this into a fabrication area. And that's going to really, really transform the quality of the stuff that I'm going to be able to put out. Well, that's it. That's my 2025 first year on YouTube video. From walking into this place with an a completely empty shell is, it's weird to look back at that first video and see the place empty and to see how bad I was at making videos. That's the funniest bit. If you want to see how shit it was back in the day, go and watch that first video again and have a laugh at me. The advice that I give to anyone thinking about starting YouTube is going to be exactly the same as the advice that everyone else says. They say, just make a video. Stop thinking about all the plans and all the things and all the future. What you need to do is just make that first video. Don't expect it to be good, and don't expect it to get any watch time or 1 million subscribers or anything like that. It doesn't matter. What you need is the time behind the camera, the time editing, the time developing your own style. And then as that develops and evolves, you will become a YouTuber, and you will, and the subscribers and everyone will follow. Now, I've got obviously a long way to go. I'm not claiming to be an expert on any of this, but this is the result of my first year, and I'm really, really proud of what I've achieved so far. And the goals that I've set myself for next year are possibly just that little bit out of reach, so I can push myself to getting them done. It's a really, really exciting time with this, with that upstairs, with all the other stuff that I going on. I'm really looking forward to this year and seeing how it all pans out. Now, thank you very, very much for watching this video. It's a little bit different, and I'm sure you want car stuff, because that's why you tune into this channel, for Project Maris and the other things that I've got going on, and that will be resuming next year along with a bunch of other stuff that I've already told you. So I'll let you get back to your day. Have a very, very good New Year's. I will do another video this time in 2026, and we'll see whether I've reached those goals as well. But yeah, what a great time. I've had the best time, and I thank you for it. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Cheers.